Everybody to Tatton, to our little factory where we produce our product. Doing a video today for two reasons. One, to show you and introduce you to our Aventa XL and show you exactly the latest specifications on it. And two, also to give you a little insight into what to look for when you're buying or looking to purchase a either new or second-hand horse box. The issue is there's lots of horse box manufacturers about, some good, some not so good, and there's all these elements of payload versus safety versus quality. So I'm just going to go through a few issues and a few things that you should really look for when you're purchasing a new product. First thing is you've got to look for is effectively what's it built on. I tend to only really build on new. I will build on used, but only up to a couple of years old with up to sort of 20,000 miles. And there's a big difference in there because that's really where the cost base is, it comes into it. For example, this new automatic chassis, just the chassis alone is, close to sort of £40,000 just for the chassis. It's automatic and it has a few options on it. And you can buy a new manual chassis for say £35,000. If you look for say something like a 2-year-old chassis done up to 20,000 miles, then you're looking around about £16,000–17,000. So there is a bit of a cost saving, whether you buy a new one or a used one. Again, there's this big debate on upgrades, and a lot of people get a little bit confused on upgrades, but it's very, very simple. If you buy a 3.5 ton, it has to be a heavy chassis, what's classed as a heavy chassis. That's the only reason you can upgrade to 4.5 ton. Or like this one, this comes already as a 4.25 ton, and there's an upgrade of the 250 kg payload. So that's the main thing that you've got to really look for. What is the donor vehicle going to be built on? Because that's a big difference in the cost. I only tend to build on I say new or nearly new, mainly because I don't want the grief. Our product is always deemed to be the highest level product. And making a statement, I mean, this 4.5 ton Aventa XL, I would say is probably the best 4.5 ton horse box on the market, without shadow of a doubt, as far as quality is concerned. And I'll go into that in a bit to justify why I say that. I don't tend to do a lot of 3.5 ton stuff because we fall into this bracket of payload. And because of the way that we build our boxes, unfortunately we are heavy. And again, there's this trade-off between payload and quality and safety. We tend to go more towards the, not the higher end, but the element of literally build quality, and unfortunately that then pays a price as far as payload is concerned. You can't have both. If you've got a truck that has exceptionally light payload, then ultimately it's probably not built very well. The issue is when you go to have a look at used horse boxes or new horse boxes for that matter, they all tend to look pretty because they all have new shiny paintwork on them. It's what's under the skin effectively. And there's this big debate about people saying coach built. Well, coach built is an art, and majority of the small boxes are box built, so that they're built out of panels. We are one of the very few that actually properly coach builds a small box. If you can actually have a look at this one is halfway through its build. All of our boxes are full aluminium coach built box. Everything is handmade, coach built. It's not a GRP panel box. But again, I'll probably show you in depth on that. So one of the big things to really look for, and there's various ways that people do the ramps and the top doors. A lot of people have ramp arms, the way they do the ramp arms. Some have gas struts under there, which to be fair, I used to do many years ago. And also, a lot of people have internal gas struts. A lot of the reason that people do that is, one, because of speed as far as production is concerned, and two, for cost. It's simple to make the ramp frame and then just put ramp arms on here to do it. in a lot of circumstances, that's not really too much of an issue. If you're going to build something really properly that's going to last, which is ultimately where we sort of sit, it's you know, these top doors are hand built, they're coach built top doors, as opposed to just a GRP panel with these standard aluminium trays around it and then braced on there. These are custom built top doors, and as you can see on here, these have the internal locking mechanism built within the top door, as opposed to just the panel that's and the hinge mechanism that's on the outside. And then you have a male and female here that locks into there and locks away. For example, if you have a look at here, oh, that's already fixed, so I can't show you that. So top doors are important, but not so much as the ramp. So again, this is a hand-built, full aluminium top door. Again, heavy, but built to last. In fact, I think we're probably the only people that actually do that. Ramp-wise, similar system here, where the locking mechanism is built within the ramp, and so it's a matter of just locking it and locking it, which is braced properly against the side. One of our biggest challenges that we went through to develop the ramp, because at the end of the day, on a small box, obviously you've got the horse leaning on the ramp itself, so it's got to be braced properly. And you see many failures of, you know, weak ramps, or ramps failing, or ramps coming away from their mechanism. This our ramp is the construction of it. Again, this is something that you need to really look at, is that it's aluminium planked on the actual skin of the ramp. Some people use wood. Again, it's a weight saving, something that's not really in today's modern market to have. A lot of people do cost saving again. So our system is where the internal mechanism for this ramp is all encased within the bulkhead here. So no mechanism, there's no gas struts, or there is no springs underneath this vehicle to you know, deteriorate with the weather and the conditions of road salt and grime. So it's all encased into here with a panel in there in case we need to ever get into it. But we took a long time to do this system, but effectively, ultimately, it should be maintenance free, and the longevity of the boxes will give you many years of use. Again, our detail is, you know, we've got this here, which is done out of leather. For us, it's all really about pure quality. So, in that, we'll just take that out. That ladder's there just so you can get into the pod. Okay. On our Aventa, which is our flagship model, everything you see on this box is completely and utterly standard. We have no options, none whatsoever. So everything that you see is all standard equipment. So fan system here, which is all standard equipment. Okay. Our partitions, full stainless partitions. I mean, if you actually have a look at the quality of the CNCing here, I mean, it's all beautiful. We've even gone to the extent of, go ahead and do that. So you've got space there to tack up when you want it. Nine-foot horse area, 8-foot height. obviously one piece flooring. We've even gone to the extent of that just detaches, which is adjustable, even to the extent of internal tap lockers. Now, in this box here, there is absolutely no wood at all. So the floor is full aluminium. The bulkhead is effectively a mild steel frame, planked aluminium. So that's a full aluminium. So many times you see failures of sides bursting, especially with GRP sides, and them coming away from the floor, mainly because of course the wood swells with all the water and, you know, horse wee, that the floor slide and comes away from the floor. Big issue. Same with bulkheads. Obviously this element is so important because ultimately this is what is behind your head. So this element here, the floor and the ramp, is effectively the business element of the horse box. So the most important thing for the safety element of it. So all aluminium bulkhead, all aluminium floor. Now these tack lockers, ultimately a few years ago I used to make these tack lockers out of marine ply, but I did have a few failures again of the same thing where they started to rot at the bottom. So all these tack lockers here again are all aluminium planks. We make them, and we worked with Ielco, our aluminium supplier, to make us a custom-made aluminium so we can make these tack lockers. So again, all these. So ultimately, this box will just last you for years because there is no wood in this. Okay. In terms of the doors, so as you can see, automatic lights that come on. So you can have your tack in there. Double doors here, and again we make these double doors. As you see, we're just making one on the bench there. These double doors, we all hand make these into the living. And again, I'll just go through the living in a bit. All one case windows, which just slide on a ratchet to make ventilation. Now, the reason we use these one piece windows is because, again, one of the big issues that horse boxes tend to get is you get a lot of water ingress. Biggest killer of boxes is water and electrics, but these don't have any drainage holes. A lot of them, you see there's little small holes there, drainage holes. They get bunged up. You get water ingress into the horse area, leak into the floor. Ultimately, if it's wood, then it tends to perish. Okay, so that's a big area that we looked at. One big tip, so when you're having a little look, and this is a sort of a bit of an insight into horsebox builders and the way that we look at it. The finer the sealant, the better the quality of the gap. The thicker the sealant, the more it is to hide. It's just, it's just small details that we look at as far as the quality is concerned to see how well engineered and well built a box is. And ultimately, that's really where we where we sit, is just pure about the quality and the engineering side of it. I'll just shut that up. Load lights all standard, but if you look at the quality of the gaps on all here, absolutely perfect. I'm absolutely fastidious over the quality and engineering of my boxes. Every single box I personally check all the time to make sure they are perfect. Same with tap lockers. Tap lockers, handmade tap lockers. Most people, you just buy the tap lockers. We have them, we make them. Internal light comes on. Again, proper aluminium hand-built tack lockers with, oh, that's locked, with a bit of storage underneath there, and again into there so you can turn to your tack on there. You can see here how the flush fitting windows are. And all of this, comes at a cost, because this Eventer that we've done is probably now in its 8th, 9th year of this. So a 9-year-old Eventer looks exactly the same as this, but over that period we've finally tweaked it with better materials, better quality. We really have gone to town as far as the way that we do it. I mean, we used to use fiberglass skirts and stuff on here. This is all handmade aluminium. So because it's all about longevity, because I want to see our boxes around looking like this when they're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, as opposed to a lot of the boxes that you see have just literally fallen apart. Again, everything I'm showing you is all standard on our boxes. It has solar panel systems on here. We've got, to use this as a little prop, we've got horse shower, all standard. That is hot and cold. We've got little reverse lights here. But as you can see, no coach bolts. If you look at the quality of the paintwork, I'm fastidious on that. Everything has to be perfect, millimetre perfect on everything that we do within this business. So that's why I'm making the claim that 4.5-ton horse boxes, there is no better on the market than this box. This box takes me 3 months to make, and again, it has to be spot on. So going into the living area, we have an electric rear step. Now I even do this so if you start the engine, that retracts so you don't drive off and rip the rear step out. Only because there's a little bit of a height to that step. Electric keypad, which is actually on. Okay, and into the living. Now this is probably one of our proudest bits that we do. Not only the way that we coach build our body, and the time that we spend on the horse area, but also in the living. Now, I've employed a cabinet maker to make this interior, as opposed to the usual caravan type sort of interiors that you see. This is completely bespoke made, like a proper kitchen. Nowhere will you see a interior made where you get flush fitting doors like this, all on soft close. So all with proper hinges, none of those cheap sort of hinges that you stick on. All done here. In here is the Smartron system that's linked into the solar panels, so it recharges back into the leisure battery. Even the detail of, look, the quality of this is literally second to none. Nobody builds an interior out of a small horse box to that level of quality. This top, Corian top, we've even recessed the lighting system underneath here. Proper tops. Okay, it's a little heavy, but the quality is there, because of course you get big fluctuations in temperature in here, so you get warping, warp tops, all that sort of stuff. We even use Alcantara roof lining. We recess all the lighting within here. You've got cupboards within here, and then on here you've got your system here, which is your electrical system, which shows you obviously your battery voltage. Okay, that turns a pump on for your horse and your pump for your water. That one turns out the light on there. Okay, this one here tells you your water percentage of how much water you've got in the tank, as opposed to hoping you don't run out of water. This is showing 70%. Obviously, it's also got heating system, hot and cold, that can be worked from electric or gas. So this is how all that works. You can dial in what temperature you want, you can preset the temperature, all that in this interior. This comes out to make your bed, and we've even done it so you can split door so you can get into the horse area. And all the measurements are absolutely perfect, whatever we do. So if it's not done right in the first place, I get the guys to redo it. And even if you have a look, you may not be able to have a look in here, but if you have a look at the quality of all the way that we construct everything, with all the pumps, everything is done to exceptional quality. The big difference we had on here, making these cabinets here, is majority of horsebox manufacturers only give an option of a few woods, and that's because of the place that you buy them from and the measurement side of the wood you can get. I've gone to all the manufacturers, so I can offer a selection of woods, 40, 50, 60, 70 woods, have the veneers manufactured on the casings to have this bespoke built. No other manufacturer does that until you get into the big box stuff. So none of the small manufacturers would offer that. So that's our living of our Aventa XL. You've got just over 6 foot in here, and very pleasant place to be. On this side, you've obviously got your hook up here, and another tap locker. Again, automatic lights. And in here you've got, as the same as the other side, this one's open, storage. But we continue, you know, the stainless swirl all into here, you know, because it's really where we are. It's just all about effectively the detail. Alloys are all standard. Now again, the big thing is that we took a long time, you know, small thing, but alloy wheels are a big thing because all alloy wheels have corner weights. So a lot of people just put alloy wheels on, but they're not up to actually the job of taking the payload. I mean, these are rated to 1250 kg per corner weight. So it's all those sort of details that we look at when we're manufacturing our boxes. So tyre rings that are the proper tyre rings, not the cheap and cheerful stuff that you buy. This one here. Again, this truck here, everything again is all standard, so full leather is all standard. We even go to the extent, I'm just going to turn it on, even go to the extent of, for DEFRA, putting in a internal horse temperature, so the driver can see what horse temperature you are, and you'll be amazed on the fluctuation, especially, you know, as we're enjoying some reasonably warm weather at the moment, to see how that differential changes. Hence the reason you've got the fan in there. Camera systems again is all standard. So there's no option. So when you look at a lot of these manufacturers, oh, camera's an option, fans an option. We don't do it that way. We just do it where we build the best truck out there, and we're proud of that. And we've got this reputation of, you know, if you want the best 4.5 ton box out there on the market, there is nothing that comes close to this. And we employ you to come down and, you know, see how we manufacture them. The team of lads that I've got, we've had for a long time. I'm very proud of the team that we've got, you know, coach building and cabinet makers, to see exactly, and we'll give you, even if you don't buy one from us, come down and we'll show you exactly what the sort of things that you need to look at, because unfortunately it's a bit of an incestuous business and there are big differences between level of quality and you know, between all the different boxes, because there's a lot of choice out there and it can be confusing. So any advice, just please give us a call, and we're glad to share you know, share some advice with you on what to look for. Again, when you order a box with us, we're very proud of the fact that to manage people's expectations, we literally send daily photographs of your box in build, so you can see and keep it as a catalogue of the process that we go through to manufacture your box for your personal taste. And so there you go. There's a bit of an insight into us. Come down and give us a tinkle. You're most welcome. Coffee's always on, and we'll show you exactly what to look for. So speak again, and thanks very much.